Hey, good afternoon. I kind of forgot what day of the week it was. Surprise, surprise. I always forget. But it's Thursday. So I've got 3 things to share with you today. And if you are into your afternoon coffee as much as I am, time to take that simultaneous sip. Oh God, I love coffee. Do you ever go to bed at night just like excited that you get to wake up and drink coffee? I do. And I love an afternoon cup of coffee. Is there much else better? I'm sure there is. Okay, 3 things. I'm not going to ramble today. Maybe. The first thing I want to share with you is a podcast episode I listened to. So the podcast is David Bach's podcast. I think it's called The Latte Factor, which is the name of his new book. Anyway, it's primarily a podcast about money, but on the more recent episode, I think it was episode number 10, this is a new podcast, he interviews Marie Forleo, the creator of B School, Marie TV, my newest obsession, and in this podcast, in her book, the author of Everything is Figureoutable, which is a mantra that I keep got a phone call there. So episode 10, he interviews Marie Forleo, obviously to talk about the new book, Everything is Figureoutable. They talk about her money story, exactly what it was like growing up with her mother, what her mother taught her about money and figuring things out and just being an adult and navigating this crazy world that we live in. They cover a whole bunch of topics. I thought it was just an amazing interview. I've got to remember to have a notebook handy when I listen to these podcasts. Anyone else? I just get inspired by so many things that I end up wanting to talk about them later and then I forget. So I need to start having a notebook handy. Hey, Carrie. I need to have a notebook handy when I listen to podcasts because I get inspired and then I forget. But David Bach, The Latte Factor is, I think, the name of the podcast. But if you just look up David Bach wherever you listen to podcasts, episode 10, he interviews Marie Forleo, and I thought it was an inspiring interview. Definitely worth an hour of your time, even if you just have it playing in the background. Thing number 2 this beautiful Thursday is the joy of Zentangle. I shared this with you guys a long, long time ago, and my audience has grown since then, so I thought, you know what, it's been at least 6 months, and this book, okay, so a lot of you are going to say things like, I'm not an artist, I'm not good at art, I don't have fine motor skills. Stop it. Just stop it. So this walks you through just little doodles, just little patterns, little doodles that you can do. And I find that this is a really great way if you're trying to work out a problem or if you're feeling stressed and you need to decompress in a healthy way that doesn't involve drinking wine. Zentangle. Who cares what they look like when they're done? But this is a really great way to just get that repetitive motion going, to play. I think as adults, we don't play. We don't even allow ourselves the time to play. And it's just a great way to get back into that playful zone where you can create and kind of open those channels up inside your mind, those channels that help you feel inspired, come up with ideas, be creative, problem solve. All of that gets blocked when we get too inside our heads, and this is a really great way, a great exercise to get out of that. And like I said, there's lots of different, I'll even show you, lots of little different patterns that you can create. Some are a little bit more complex than others, but they walk you through step by step how to create each pattern. And I'll tell you what, you can say that you're not an artist or that you don't know if you can do this. My 10-year-old gets into Zentangle. So if my 10-year-old can have fun with this, you can certainly have fun with it too. We get really really hung up on what the results of a project are going to be. This is a really good exercise for not doing something results driven. And for someone like me, that is such a relief, because I really tether my self-worth, my identity to results. So this is a good practice for someone like me, for someone like you, to get out of that habit of needing there to be a finished result. Sometimes you just have to do something because it's fun, because it's play. We need to play more. Okay. And thing number 3 that I want to share with you today, I told you I'm getting a little obsessed with Marie Forleo, but she has this mantra, this saying, this quote that really hit me hard when I heard it. Clarity comes from engagement, not thought. Let me repeat that for you. Clarity comes from engagement, not thought. There is a yellow jacket buzzing around right now. I have my office door open. It's a gorgeous day today. Clarity comes from engagement. Clarity comes from doing. If you're trying to figure something out, sometimes you can't think your way through it or think your way out of it. You just have to start doing the work. I think a lot of times we get really hung up in our own heads and our own thought patterns, and we try to think our way out of something. We try to think of all the things that could go wrong. And we try to think of all the things that we need to do. And sometimes when we're feeling really uncertain, unclear, stuck, we need to do the work to get out of that. Clarity comes from engagement. If you're not sure what you want to write about, start writing. If you're not sure what the subject of your next painting is going to be, start painting. If you're not sure how you're going to coach someone through something, start coaching people. Start talking to people. Start asking questions. Start doing the work. The clarity comes through the work. You can't think your way through everything. Sometimes you just have to do it. So, those are the 3 things I have for you this beautiful, fine Thursday afternoon. Number 1, David Bach's podcast. I think it's called The Latte Factor. The Latte Factor. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, episode 10 with Marie Forleo. Lots of really good insight. Lots of great information in there. Thing number 2, do yourself a favor and order this book. You can get it used for just a few bucks. Thrift books, I think it's thriftbooks.com, amazon.com, used bookstores probably have it too. The Joy of Zentangle. Play more. Bring play back into your life. Bring creation back into your life. This is a really great, simple way. It's not over the top. You don't need a bunch of supplies. You need paper and pencil. And this book helps. And I'm pretty sure that if you just go on, if you're on a budget and you're like, Britni, you're the budget queen, and you tell me not to buy things I don't need, and I don't need that, it's not in my budget. Great, go to YouTube, type in Zentangle. Go online, type in Zentangle. There's plenty of instructions on how to do this without buying the book. And the last thing is a Marie Forleo mantra. Clarity comes from engagement, not thought. Quit trying to think your way through everything. Go do the work. Start it. See where it goes. Get really, really comfortable. Fall in love with the process of finding out where things go. Finding out how you're going to do it by actually doing it. I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good one. Love you guys.